Okay, man, so Bleach Rebirth of Souls just released another trailer, and this time it's going to be Byakuya, man. I'm excited to see what he's going to do. What we saw from, like, the fight with him and Ichigo in the last trailer, we saw that Byakuya looks like he's a very defensive character where he can keep you off of him, and it seems like you're mainly going to be able to do damage with him if you can maybe use some range techniques or be able to get in close. So I'm very excited to see how Byakuya plays. I'm pretty sure, like I said, it's going to be a lot of defensive things, and also maybe him using some Kido techniques since we know that he's pretty good at that. But since today's video is going to be about Byakuya, today's anime question is going to be, what is your favorite Byakuya moment, man? This could be him in a fight or just him saying something. Me personally, man, it was when he was fighting one of the Espadas, and whenever he was getting ready to beat him, and he looked at him and he said, you know, he basically said, you're losing this battle, and he said, it's simply a matter of skill. Like, bro, this man just be talking so much shit to people. I love it. I love the energy, man. But let's go ahead and hop straight into this trailer, man. So I'm excited to see what we got, man. What are things going to be looking like with this? What we got? Okay. Rebirth of Souls. Soul Reaper. Oh, this time it says 13 Court Guard. Okay. Sinbone Sakura, Captain of Squad, Tactician. I shall end. You know, we'll go back and look at that, bro, because they be showing these words way too quick. Okay. You got that.
Where are you?
Ooh, okay. You got the scattered. Okay. Oh, there's that. Looks like he, what, pulled him in?
Nothing you do will work.
Oh, do we have another counter? Come on, bro. More counter techs? Okay, then we got the awakening.
Are you prepared?
So we saw the spiritual pressure moves.
Scatter.
Scatter. Ooh, scatter. Sinbone Sakura. Kagayoshi. Okay. Well, we saw Kido and him using the sword. Okay. And then this should be, you know, probably his awakening. Can fight at any distance due to... Alright, so you know we gotta go back and re-break this down. Okay, so we're looking at these things. It seems like, okay, so it says right here, you know, the basic intro. A tactician who adapts his fighting style depending on the situation and uses Sinbone Sakura to cut down his enemies. This is very key. Who adapts his fighting style depending on the situation. When we actually look at these things, I got, you know, a basic understanding of this now. So we see here that this says signature move, but whenever we actually saw Ichigo, it said his special action, and I'm pretty sure that even when it was Uryu, I'm pretty sure it said special action, but it says signature move for Rukia. So I'm not sure if we're saying that characters are also going to get a signature move along with their special action, because it seems like each character gets 2 spiritual pressure moves, and it seems like we're going to be getting a special action. And I'm curious if the signature move also goes on there, or if they're just calling the signature move to replace it for certain characters. Maybe this is Byakuya's special action. Let me know in the comments how I feel about this. But this is Sinbone Sakura, seal and release, and basically this is what, you know, how Byakuya fights. It basically allows him to switch between the seal and the release forms, and then he will properly use it to maintain distance and advantage over opponents. So this is going to change the way you're fighting. You saw this in the trailer. You see him whenever it's in the seal form, it's him slashing with the sword normally, but whenever it's released, you can actually see the Sinbone Sakura slashing the opponent. The next one is going to be the spiritual pressure move 1, which is the release Sinbone Sakura and the seal Sinbone Sakura. So depending on how it is, the move is going to be different. It says right here, if it's in the release form, it draws in the opponent. If it's in the released form, if it's in the sealed form, it blows the opponent away. So release is going to pull them in, sealed is going to push them away, which is pretty interesting depending on, you know, if you want to use this a certain way. And then we look at the next one, the spiritual pressure move 2, the counter technique. They're given another counter technique. This allows you to block your opponent's attack, and then you follow up with the counter attack using the Kido. So we saw him do this where he kind of like flashed blue, and then he shoots him with the Kido, which is pretty interesting. And then we look at the awakening, which is going to be the Bankai Senko. The Bankai Sinbone Sakura Kagayoshi. And it says when he's released, Sinbone Sakura no longer changes, so you're stuck in the released form, and you can only use mid and long range techniques, but it also weakens your close combat. And it says that this technique is best used in a way to prevent opponents from getting close. So this is interesting. It seems like with this character, you might not want to use your awakening depending on who you're fighting. If the character that you're fighting is very good at getting close and closing the distance and moving really fast to get near you, the awakening might actually put you in a disadvantage. And I would think maybe a character that this wouldn't work too well on is maybe Yoruichi, because we know that she moves well, she uses the flash step well, and she can even enhance it and use it in even better ways. And I think maybe Yoruichi would probably be a character that maybe gives Byakuya some trouble, because she can get close and not have to really worry about having trouble closing the distance. So maybe these awakenings, maybe you might not want to use them depending on, you know, how it affects the character, man. But you know how we do these trailers, man. So now we're going to look at it with half speed so we can actually, you know, break things down while it's happening, since we know how everything goes. So we saw that tactician who adapts his fighting style, which is pretty interesting. We see him with the little look, the glare, man. You know, he's probably talking his shit, you know, as Byakuya does, probably talking his shit. So here we see it in the sealed form. These are your strikes in your sealed form, maybe your auto combo, and then we can still see some more sealed form attacks. And then we're going to see it released, which is probably, this is your release auto combo, probably. And then we're going to move over to the first spiritual pressure move, where right here, this is when it's in the release form, it's going to pull them in. When it's in the sealed form, boom, it blows them back, which you can choose how to use this, which is pretty interesting. And then we come over here, that won't touch me. You see him flash, counter tech, hit him with the Keto, boom, damage to Konpaku, just like that. And now we come here, and now we're going to see the awakening. We see the animation. It seems like this is the awakening just for Ichigo. This is part of Ichigo's awakening action. And then we're going to see him activate the Bankai, Kagayoshi. Which has a beautiful animation, by the way. I like the zoom in on his mouth, too. That's crazy, man. And then we actually get to see basically them saying only long range. So we should see his move hit set change here. Now we're seeing him mainly using it this way. He can use Keto, but you see... And then we see one sword slash. So that's probably the closest range move you're going to be able to use. And then, of course, at the end of it, they like to show the ultimate, the awakening. I'm pretty sure, like, your finishing move. I don't think they've given it a name yet. I think maybe this is called the soul damaging attack. Maybe this is, like, the ultimate soul damaging attack. And then we see can fight any distance due to Zenbone Sakura's ability to change forms. But that's Byakuya, man. He looks pretty interesting. And one thing that I gotta appreciate, I love how different this character looks from the other characters. I really hope this game does their best to make each character so unique in a sense that, you know, you actually gotta lab that character to learn them and be able to play them. You can't just hop on them and just go into a match and just master them. It takes time, and I also like that maybe the way it's looking, depending on who you have matching up with certain characters, they're not gonna do too well. Like I said, I don't think Byakuya's Bankai is gonna do too well against Yoruichi or somebody that can close the distance very easily, but I'm excited to see how more of these characters play, and for them to clear things up. We still don't know. Like I said, my guess is I'm thinking that we're gonna have a signature move, a special action, and then 2 of the spiritual pressure moves, along with an awakening, and then also with the reawakening, which we saw with Uryu. People have been believing that this is how Ichigo goes to his hollow form, but they're thinking it's going to be a reawakening. So we might see this with characters that have multiple forms. Maybe we might even see this with the Quincy's, and possibly with the Visors, since we know they have hollow transformations as well. But let me know in the comments how y'all actually felt about this gameplay. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn the bell, do all those nice things, man, and I hope y'all enjoyed this video, man. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. We up.